let's get into the game. Uh, First of all, in my opinion, the Raptors played in such a way that they should be elated and should be able to say, my style is impetuous, my defense is impregnable, and I am just ferocious, because that is how they played. That is exactly how they played tonight, and that's what Raptors basketball is about. So, in my opinion, the Raptors came in today with a purpose, with aggression, and they played that way from the jump. And I just saw that entire game was a completely different energy than the first game. I saw them come out from the jump. And by the way, I do think it is very important to point out that it was Christian Coloco's first NBA start. And I believe it was the first time we've seen two Cameroonian players on the same team starting and in the NBA, specifically from Douala. So interesting point there. I think that the Raptors really fought hard and put themselves from the jump and put themselves in a position to win, and we saw that play out in different parts of the game. So let's just get into a little bit of the numbers. So of course, I told you the score already. The Raptors did win the rebounding numbers for 59-54 today, and that was really solid. They also shared the ball a lot more, and that's something that I really was impressed by. That today you had OG Anunoby. He was a little bit more passive than I would have liked, especially with Scotty Barnes out. I should have mentioned that before. Caleb Martin, unfortunately, the as I say, the Costco brand version of J. Cole, he was suspended. And so for that reason, the Raptors started Christian Coloco. What we saw in that game was completely different in terms of energy wise and everything else than the first game. So, what did I notice? I noticed that in terms of fast break points, the Raptors had 27 fast break points to 13 for Miami. And I think that that was a very big part of the reason why we won. And I also saw them lock down. We saw that lockdown defense. They just kept fighting and fighting. There's one thing that I keep saying about this team, which is that this team comes out every single night. And if you can not hope for anything else, expect that they will fight every single night from tip to finish. No matter what happens, they will fight. They will never give up. They may not always win, but they will fight. They will fight hard. And we saw that. And they ended the game 27-14 was the fourth quarter score. And so we really saw that defense on full, absolute, beautiful display. So let's move on to some of the players that I'd like to mention and plays that I'd like to mention, and then we'll go into the keys. So the first thing, shout out again, Christian Coloco. I've mentioned him a couple times. First NBA start. What I noticed was he showed that passing display. So when he was drafted, I was here on the Basketball Zone with Leo, and I said, look, this guy has more than just he's more than just a lob threat. He has the ability to show passing, and he flashed those passes in college at Arizona State, where he played with Ben Mathurin. He really showed that tonight. He had two really beautiful passes. One was to Fred, but the other one was even more beautiful. I believe there was 2 minutes left in the third quarter, and what I noticed is it was off of a pick and roll with Fred. Fred passed it to Coloco, and he swung that pass so fast to the corner to Flynn for the score. Beautiful shot, chef's kiss. The next thing that I noticed in terms of players would be Precious. Precious Achiuwa came out like a man possessed. He did his best Dennis Rodman impression with 22 boards. He was just I don't know what type of magnet they put in his hand and in the ball, but he just found every single board and he fought for it from beginning to end. And that was really beautiful. The other thing that I noticed before I get into the three keys was the way that they finished the game. They capped off this game in such a beautiful way. They capped it off with a Gary murderous assassin style step back three, and then followed that up with a OG block. I believe it was on Jimmy Butler. And those were the two plays to finish the game. So my three keys to the game. First and foremost, they shared the ball. I saw the Raptors share the ball. The ball movement was great. The ball was flying around, swinging around. It was doing everything that you would want to see in a beautiful style read and react offense. If you're gonna do some sort of egalitarian offense, and especially if you have someone out, or more importantly, for example, today Pascal Siakam didn't have it going. But what did I see? He Yes, he did have the most amount of shots on the team. However, the important thing is that he shared the ball and others shared the ball too. So I really like that. I think that they didn't really force it too much at times. And I really like that from the team. And that was a big reason for the win. I think number two was the defensive energy. I keep talking about that again and again and again. There was a couple plays by OG. There's a couple plays by Siakam, et cetera, et cetera. What I saw was just the length and the ability to get into stymie passing lanes and just absolutely flummox the Miami Heat. It was really, really impressive. And so that would be the second one. The last one was we saw the return of Chris Boucher, and for that reason, we actually saw bench production, and that was amazing. And so, with all that said, the Raptors put in a tough effort. They aren't coming back from like a 4 a.m. flight. They busted it out and put it all on the floor, and they came out with the win. And they just kept fighting and fighting and fighting, to steal the words of Dwayne Casey. They keep coming like Freddy Krueger. So they just keep coming, and eventually the Miami Heat broke. So what we're going to see is these guys are going to be tired. They're going to need to get some rest. Chris Boucher had a great game as well. And most importantly, they got to get ready for a back-to-back against our favorite team as Raptors fans, which is the 76ers. So let's see what we can do moving forward. All right. This has been a great addition, in my opinion, of Basketball Zone Raptor style. Comment down below, give it a like if you like, and let me know. And if you have any questions or things that you want me to cover, I believe I might be doing an 8 game recap. So definitely comment that down below. Take care. It's been swell. Peace.